Okay, we're here for the Super Street Final at Oak Level Raceway. As the field comes around, we'll set the starting grid for you. In front, we're going to have the number 45 car of Lowboy Foley dominating his earlier qualifier. Back in second, we have the number 9 car, I believe. That's Lowboy Foley. And behind him, we have the number 9 car of T.A. Galden, who also dominated in his qualifier earlier today. Now, these are the big cars, and these were the cars that were experiencing a lot of trouble in turns 1 and 2. We'll see if the change in surface from all the previous races affects the handling of these cars. Again, this is the Super Street Division. These are the cars that trade paint and swap fenders. You're looking at the number 45 car. That's Lowboy Foley. Again, a big field for this Super Street Final. And boy, that track gets really filled when you're trying to pass in one of these cars. That's when that big, wide, sweeping corner down in 3 and 4 looks very tantalizing. But then immediately followed by that very tight turn 1 and 2 on this Oak Level Raceway. Again, these cars were slipping and sliding seriously in their earlier qualifier. So we'll see how they handle the track now. Again, for those of you who are dirt track racing fans, you know the surface will change during the course of the day, affected by water evaporating, by cars pounding and rutting the surface. All of this changes during the course of the day. This is very much like an asphalt track, where asphalt is subject to conditions of heat, sunlight, humidity. Dirt track racing, much the same. In fact, the entire condition of the track will change during the course of the day. What starts out as a smooth ribbon that you can run on ends up being like trench warfare as you try to navigate these corners. Again, the field is still circling the track on their warm-up laps. The field's getting all bunched up. The marshals are still on the track. We're still showing yellow flag warm-up racing. But these are the big cars. These are the ones that people like to see. Again, absolutely gorgeous day for racing. You couldn't ask for better conditions. Bright and sunshiny, not too hot. For drivers and for mechanics, a rather ideal day for racing. The humidity has remained consistent. The sunlight has remained consistent also. So as far as atmospheric conditions, no change there. You can set it and forget it once you get that car dialed in as far as carburation is concerned. Again, we are still circling the field. The marshal's still sorting out the pack. I believe we have all of our cars that have qualified are on the track now. They're getting into the 2x2 formation now. The marshal signals that there will be one more lap under yellow before our Super Street Final here at Oak Level Raceway. Yes, this is Sunday afternoon thunder here at Oak Level Raceway. Now again, as you can tell, these Super Street cars basically identical to their street sister cars. Very large engines, those V8s. Means a lot of power. Now the field, it circles, it looks, and there's the green flag. We are underway for the Super Street Final here at Oak Level Raceway. The cars sort themselves through the first corner. The number 45 car of Lowboy Foley is setting the pace. And the rest of the field starts to string out now as they come into the main straightaway. There's that 45 car, Lowboy Foley. In second place, we have the number 23 car. That's Robert Whitlow. And the two of them are trading positions now, jockeying for position in that third and fourth corner. And now Whitlow backs off. Lets Lowboy Foley take the lead. Coming down the main straightaway. Foley still in the lead. We have a spin out in turn 2. Spin out in turn 2. Yellow flag comes out. That was the number 2 car of Thomas Tatum. He gets himself straightened out and back into the line again. Now we've had a car leaving the pits. That's the number 8 car. That's the number 8 car of Eddie Scott. He had some problems before in his qualifier, and now it's forced him to come into the pit area and look at the number 2 car. Ouch! That's Thomas Tatum, and I think there's going to be body work necessary on that car. He spun out and kissed the guardrail. It has flattened his tire. Extensive body work. His crew rushes over in hopes of rescuing that car and getting him back out to finish this qualifier. But the number 2 car of Thomas Tatum badly damaged in that spin out. And meanwhile, the number 45 car, Lowboy Foley, still holding the lead. The number 23 car of Robert Whitlow in second. The number 9 car of T.A. Galden in third. And again, these big cars, with all that power and acceleration, you get out of that groove and get your back end into that loose dirt. The moment you touch that accelerator, you lose that back end, and before you know it, that bad boy's coming around on you, and you are swapping ends. All righty, now the field is sorting itself out. The marshal gives them the indication of 2 more laps. 2 more laps under yellow before we begin. And the number 2 car of Thomas Tatum apparently going to join the field again. Or apparently not. No, he is signaled to come back into the infield. Apparently the damage is more extensive on that car than we were first led to believe. So Thomas Tatum is going to have a very long drive home this evening. Meanwhile, the rest of the field still circling the track. The marshal gives them one lap signal. And we'll be back under green flag racing again. Again, Lowboy Foley is holding the lead on the pace. The rest of the pack forming up behind him. That's the number 23 car of Robert Whitlow in second place. The number 9 car of T.A. Galden in third. And they come into the main straightaway, and there's green flag racing. Hit that accelerator. Here we go. Down the main straightaway into turns 1 and 2. Lowboy Foley still setting the pace for the rest of the field. Sweeping high into the corner on the back stretch. The cars are starting to sort out now, single file all the way around the track. Foley again setting the pace for the rest of the field, but one look in that rearview mirror and he sees that red and white number 23 car of Robert Whitlow ready to gobble him up at the first mistake. And they come out of turns 3 and 4 onto the main straightaway. Still at full speed, still under green flag racing, and still with Robert Foley, Lowboy Foley, Robert Whitlow in second. Foley is holding the lead. He is not going to give it up on this lap. Robert Whitlow looking for that space. Where can he find it? Where will the opportunity be? Coming down the main straightaway, coming into the first corner, and oversteering badly. Oh, Robert Whitlow has to back off the accelerator. Too low in the groove. He had to give it up. And now all that space in front of him, he has to make up again. Uh-oh, we have a spin out in turn number 4. Yellow flag comes out. That's the number 8 car of Eddie Scott. Eddie Scott has just had handling problems all day. While the first and second turns seem to be the most unforgiving, apparently a lot of drivers getting fooled coming into that third and fourth corner. All right, so now the number 8 car gets himself back online again. Flag marshal is still displaying the yellow to the field. They will have 1 lap under yellow, and then we'll resume with green flag racing here in the Super Street Division Final at Oak Level Raceway. Fantastic turnout today. You see all the folks in the stands and lining along the track. They have come out for real dirt-kicking excitement, and they have not been disappointed yet today. The Oak Level Raceway, a very fine facility. Chatting with some of the racers earlier on today, they have come from North Carolina, all points of Virginia and West Virginia. brought together by the love of racing at a fine facility. Okay, the field is coming around, and we have green flag racing again. The Super Street Final is underway. Again, Lowboy Foley will be setting the pace. Robert Whitlow, number 23, again looking for that all-important passing space. Filling up Lowboy Foley's rearview mirror. Now they come onto the main stretch again, straighten themselves out, dive into that first corner. Whoa, look out. And that's the way you get by him. Robert Whitlow just gives him the old Earnhardt shove. But now Foley takes the low groove coming into the main straightaway. Who's going to grab that first place? It's going to be Whitlow this time. With Foley looking up behind him. Foley looking to return the favor. Foley saying, hey, Whitlow, come here. I got some body pain I want to give back to you. They are coming around now. We have yellow flag racing. The car seems to have broken a suspension. The yellow flag comes out. This time it's Whitlow leading the pack. Again, several cars diving for the infield area now. Again, we have a car over there in the infield that appears an outside tire has broken. And again, oh yes, that leaves debris on the track, as you can see in the main straightaway. And that's the number 95 car. That would be Steve Brody. Definitely not in the best of shape right now. In fact, his car is motionless on the track. Oh dear. That's not the way you want to see your race car out on the track. Oh, how will it end? Alrighty, we had debris on the track. Apparently, one of the cars broke a tire and left suspension parts on the track. Very dangerous, because one good hit from a car and you could send that debris flying, endangering perhaps not only other drivers but spectators as well. So the marshals are very quick to clear that track. And again, to reset the field for you on our restart, number 23, Robert Whitlow, with a very gutsy move in turns 1 and 2. He took the low hand groove and gave a nice little bump to the 45 car, Lowboy Foley. The two of them looked like they were both going to lose control, but they straighten out on the back straightaway. Robert Whitlow assumes the lead, and that's where we are right now, waiting for green flag racing. Number 23, Robert Whitlow in the lead. Number 45, Lowboy Foley in second place. In third place, the number 9 car, T.A. Galden. T.A. Galden's been very patient today. He's been watching those two leaders swap positions in front of him. Of course, now that's the place to be in the third place. When two leaders start competing real hard, they begin to lose track of the rest of the field. And if you play your cards right, you can have the opportunity to pass both a first and second place car. And here we go, green flag racing, the Super Street Final at Oakland Level Raceway. Dirt kicking excitement coming around into the backstretch. There's the 45 car, Lowboy Foley. He's chasing Whitlow now. Oh, how different it was at the beginning of this race. Whoa, look out. Oh, no. And as I was saying before, the number 9 car, T.A. Galden, found his spot. The two leaders both spin out. Whitlow lost it in the fourth corner, and Lowboy Foley had to back off to avoid the collision. Both of them come to a stop. The number 9 car, T.A. Galden, jumps into first place, and how do you do? Just like that, we have a change in leadership. Boy, things happen really fast out here. 1 minute you're sitting in the lead, and the next minute you're choking the dust from the rest of the pack. And now the man in the hot seat is T.A. Galden. There's number 23, Robert Whitlow. He wondered what happened. Everything was going so fine, and then all of a sudden he loses control in the fourth corner. Not only does he give up first, but the second place car, Foley, has to stop. He gives up second place, and suddenly the number 9 car, T.A. Galden, he was in third place, and he suddenly finds himself at the front of the pack. And now he's got to be wondering, can I hold off the challenges? Because he knows that number 23 car and that number 45 car are going to be filling his rearview mirror. Well, that was the big oh my. We're looking at we're looking at Lowboy Foley now. He and Robert Whitlow, the 23 car, seem to have the entire race to themselves, and then just like that, oh my, they're back at the back of the pack. One good spin out, and now you are looking at the rest of the field. You'd rather see them in your rearview mirror, but now they're all in front of you, and that's not a comfortable feeling. Now, the number 45 car, Foley, will come all the way around to the back of the pack unless the flag marshal signaled that he will maintain first place position. Let's check the field now as we see them coming around for the restart here in the Super Street Final. So far, the attrition today has been very slight. A few mechanical problems, a few cars forced out, but so far, most of the cars starting the race have been able to finish, providing good competitive racing for all the fans here at Oak Level Raceway. Okay, the marshals clear the track. The field comes around. And again, apparently Lowboy Foley, number 45, is being shown as the first place car. Apparently that spin out, the placements of the car were not affected in regards to Lowboy Foley, but now the number 45 car comes around at the top of the pack. We're trying to get the field sorted out here. We're not really sure who's in front, who's going to take the number 1 position on the restart. Here's the number 23 car of Robert Whitlow. He's all the way at the back of the pack now, wondering, how do I get back to the front? And green flag racing, here we go. Lowboy Foley is holding the first place position. Turns 1 and 2 getting very rutted and grooved right now. These cars are having a hard time finding a smooth line through those corners. But here comes Foley around the main straightaway. The number 9 car, T.A. Galden, right behind him. But now that first and second corner, there's a big rut appearing out there. You can see the cars bouncing as they come into that first and second corner. All sorts of dust getting kicked up. These cars are really flying. But it's Lowboy Foley. He is going to set the pace on the field. We've had another spin out in the back stretch. Uh-oh, that's the number 9 car, T.A. Galden. Now he is going to have to drop back to the back of the pack. Boy, the lead position seems to be the one you get cursed with here in the Super Street Final. Anybody who gets up front just doesn't seem to be able to hold it. And now T.A. Galden is sitting there motionless. His car is not moving. The tow truck is coming out now to respond to the car stopped on the track. Wow, what's going to happen next? And there's the tow truck. Again, all the local businesses who come out to support the racetrack, their assistance is invaluable. Again, at some of the larger NASCAR speedways, people are employed to fulfill these functions, but at small dirt tracks like here at Oak Level Raceway, you depend on your volunteers, people who share the same love of racing that you do. It's a matter of having them volunteer to come out to perform the services so necessary to keep a facility like this going and to keep racing competition at the best it can be. Okay, the cars are being sent out again now. Boy, who's our field now? Well, let's check it out. Up front, we have number 45. That's still Lowboy Foley. In second place now, the number 17 car, Barry Aldridge. In third, Robert Whitlow, moving his way back up through the pack again. But it's still Lowboy Foley who's going to be setting the pace for this Super Street Division Final. And the field slowly winds their way around. Again, no movement by the flag marshal yet. And the officials are reporting on the track conditions now. Okay, make sure that everybody is clearly understood. Is everything ready for action to resume? And we are looking at the number 9 car of T.A. Galden. Sponsors include Mason's Paving and Excavating and CC's Boutique and more. And right now, he is out of the car. Oh, bad sign. Out of the car. The pit crew just milling around, no activity on the vehicle whatsoever. I think his day is over. What a disappointment for T.A. Galden. He looked real strong in his qualifying and appeared to be holding his own here in the final, but now his race day is over. And the fans will be turning their attention back to this Super Street Final. Who is going to take the lead? Boy, what a battle of survival this has been. It hasn't been so much staying ahead of the pace and leading the pack. It's been more of surviving the odds against you. Again, most drivers will tell you, you are fighting the car. The vehicle you're running, you're just hoping to keep it on the track. And secondly, you're trying to fight the track, trying to find all those places, those little trouble spots. And then thirdly, you're looking out for the other guy. It's an awful lot to sort out. And right now, the added pressure of being in first makes Lowboy Foley hit that accelerator now coming into that first corner. We are under green flag racing again in the Super Street Division Final. And Foley takes the lead. Now the number 17 car, Barry Aldridge, is creeping up there. He's starting to look for his spot. Robert Whitlow all the way back into third place now, trying to push for that lead again. Oh, look out. We have a car high into the corner. Everybody sorts themselves out, but now the number 17 car has dropped out of second place. Barry Aldridge took that first corner very wide, and now Robert Whitlow right back to second place. Here we are, Foley and Whitlow fighting for the lead again. Wow. Talk about a day of ups and downs. First, Foley was chasing number 23, Robert Whitlow. Robert Whitlow spins out, takes Foley with him, and now the two of them are back up at the front of the pack again, fighting for that all-important checkered flag here in the Super Street Division Final. And they come around down the main straightaway. Foley holding his car into that groove. He's taken the low groove now in turns 1 and 2, whereas Whitlow has to take the high groove. It appears that Foley is getting a better acceleration coming out of the corners now. Whitlow can close it up in the corners, but just cannot make a move on the straightaways. Foley just out accelerating him coming out of those corners into the straightaway. Whitlow, he's finding his groove, but he cannot make up any distance. Where is that opening? Where is it? Meanwhile, Lowboy Foley is thinking, how can I keep him behind me? Just keep him in my mirror. That's where I want him. And let's see, now they're coming into the main straightaway. Now Whitlow appears to be closing the gap, and the number 25 car showing a little body damage. That rear hood is hanging by a thread on the number 25 car. Meanwhile, back up front, it's still a very tight race. Here they come out of turns 3 and 4. It's Foley and Whitlow. Foley and Whitlow. And now Whitlow really tightening it up. Boy, he is really filling up the rearview mirror of Lowboy Foley. And there's that 25 car with the hood hanging off. Oh, boy. Hope that hood stays on, because that's an obstruction you do not want on the track. Meanwhile, the racing up front continues with Lowboy Foley trying to hold off the charge of the persistent Robert Whitlow. Whitlow is saying, I will not be denied. You make a mistake and I'm going to be past you. Foley looking to drive flawlessly through these last couple of laps here in the Super Street Final. But now they've got lap traffic they have to get by. Here's the tricky part now. Can you get by without getting yourself held up? And it works. The pace car gives way, lets Foley and Whitlow come through into that first corner, oversteer, accelerate, fly down the backstretch again. All the while looking for that all-important edge. Where can you maintain that lead, and how can you get to pass somebody? That's what they're thinking right now. Oh, look out in the first corner. Oh, no. Oh, the race leaders have taken themselves out just like earlier in the race. This time in turns 1 and 2, Foley spins into Whitlow, and his coolant system has just exploded, a huge puff of steam. No, it's Whitlow's car. Whitlow has lost his coolant. Oh, my. The two of them were going fender to fender again, and suddenly they collided in the corner, trading paint. They both come to a stop, and then there was a huge plume of steam coming out from underneath Whitlow's engine. His day is finished. Oh, no. Meanwhile, the number 25 car, not only is the hood hanging off, but his right rear tire is flat. How does he expect to finish? But meanwhile, Robert Whitlow, oh no. He was starting to close on Lowboy Foley. He was starting to make a move. He tried to dip into the inside. They touch fenders. They both spin, and Whitlow's coolant system let go. For a second there, the plume of steam engulfed both cars. It was hard to make out whose car had lost their coolant, but it's Robert Whitlow challenging all day and then being denied. There's still a huge puddle out there, and there's the number 25 car of Troy Dudley. What hard luck today. In the qualifier, he was spinning around like he was on skates, somehow gets into the finals, and now his car is literally falling apart around him. But the number 23 car of Robert Whitlow, you can see that damage right there. The two of them kissed. And something must have happened when Robert Whitlow spun out, because his coolant system just unloaded onto the track. There's still a huge puddle in the middle of turns 1 and 2, but Whitlow is finished for the day. Oh dear. It appears we are still under yellow flag unless the car, all of these super street cars have pulled to the infield now. If there was a checkered flag displayed, I missed it. But boy, that was racing excitement until Robert Whitlow and Lowboy Foley kissed in the first corner. And now the race day is over for Robert Whitlow. Well, the fans have been treated to some exciting racing here at Oak Level Raceway. Dirt kick and excitement at its best. You can see the large crowd that has come here. They arrived early today, and they are going to stay late, and they have not left their seats at all. Wow, real racing excitement here today. There's the winner circle. We're showing the number 17 car, Barry Aldridge, in the winner circle. If that is accurate, then Barry Aldridge came out of nowhere. Now again, all of the cars have to come in for their post-race inspection. That's very important as the qualifying and the inspecting. Your car must be legal when you finish the race. When you cross that start-finish line, you've got to have a car that will meet all specifications. Barry Aldridge was the winner of the Super Street Division. That huge spin out there between Lowboy Foley and Robert Whitlow knocked them both out, and Aldridge goes from 4th to 1st place and the winner circle just like that. Wow. Okay, race fans, we're back here at Oak Level Raceway in anticipation of the limited late model division final. These are the Thunder cars. Wide wheelbases, low set frames, big engines, the large V8 kind, yes, you bet. Again, you can see insignias stating 350, 358 cubic inches. These are the big boys. Now, the designation says limited late model, but one thing that is not limited on these cars is power and speed. These are perhaps some of the fastest speeds we'll be seeing today here at Oak Level Raceway. Now, again, as we set the field for you, again, they're in their 2x2 formation. That's the number 7B car of Donovan Freeman on the pole position. The number 7 car of Melvin Compton on the outside of the front row. In the second row, we have the number 45 car of Jay Foley. And on the outside of the second row, the 25 car of Ray Reinhardt. The limited late model division final coming your way in just a few laps. And here we are, green flag racing. The limited late model division is underway. They dive into the first corner. And the number 7 car of Melvin Compton jumps the number 7B car of Donovan Freeman, taking the lead. Here they come around third and fourth corner into the main straightaway. The first lap is led by Melvin Compton. Groundhog is his nickname. And he's hogging more than the ground. He's hogging up that first place position, but Donovan Freeman will not let him get away. They are tight coming into that main straightaway. Now they hit the acceleration, dive into that first corner. Lots of oversteer on these cars. They get it on the main straightaway, straighten it out, give it the gas, and then head for the next corner. Melvin Compton, Donovan Freeman, he lost control there. He's sitting still. That brings out the yellow flag. And Donovan Freeman sitting motionless on the main straightaway. He's look at that rear tire. He cut down a tire. Oh dear. Right when he was really rolling. Now that right rear tire on these dirt track conditions in counterclockwise racing, that right rear tire takes up all the pressure. Everything in that car just rides right up on that right rear tire, and if any tire is susceptible to failure, that's going to be the one. And Donovan Freeman just found that out first time. Now his crew scrambles to get the car jacked up and get that tire fixed. Get him back out there before the green flag flies again. Hopefully he can still get some points, perhaps even finish in the top. His car was setting the pace. But now the number 7 car of Melvin Compton, he's looking at the front of the pack. The number 45 car of Jay Foley in second place. Third place now, the number 25 car of Ray Reinhardt. And in fourth place, the number 9 car of Timmy Hogan. Okay, the Donovan Freeman car is back on the track. They seem to have gotten the tire replaced. But now he's got to start at the back of the pack. But all of that matters none to Melvin Compton. He's got the lead, and anybody who's not out there on the track with him, sorry. Okay, back in the pit area, the Donovan Freeman car is being worked on. They're going to try and get another tire on that car in hopes of getting back into this race. We're still under yellow. And the Melvin Compton car still leading the pack. We're under full speed racing again. Melvin Compton still holding the lead, starting to pull away from the pack now. How's he going to handle it now? He sees a lot of traffic in his rear view mirror. Just keep the pedal to the metal. Keep going. Coming into that big, wide third and fourth turn. He comes out onto the main straightaway, give it a little bit of that oversteer, straighten it out, and dive into the first corner again. Oh, we have a car stopped on the back track. That means yellow flag again. That's the number 61 car of Gus Mabee, or maybe. Either way, it looks like a definite maybe today. And all sorts of cars heading for the pits now. Yes, over there, the number 23 car. Extensive body damage. Yep, you can see a tire cut down also. Oh boy, Hoosier Tires is going to get their sponsorship filled today. That's the number 23 car of Mike Toller. Well, that's not the way you want to bring it home. And again, like Donovan Freeman before him, now the number 23 car of Mike Toller, they'll attempt to get that car jacked up and get that tire fixed. We're still under yellow flag racing. The marshal's showing 2 laps under yellow. These are the Thunder cars. And here they come around to the top of the stretch. Into the main straightaway. Green flag racing underway again in the limited late model division final. Melvin Compton, groundhog, takes him through the first corner. A little bit of fender smacking there, but we're still racing, still under green flag racing. And again, coming into that main straightaway, Melvin Compton setting the pace, looking comfortable as he takes the car through that badly rutted turns 1 and 2. Now in the background, the number 45 car, Jay Foley. Can he make a move now? There's lots of space back there. Uh-oh, the number 9 car got a little loose. Timmy Hogan takes it into the pits. What bad luck he's had today in his qualifier. He was leading the pack, and now the 7B car of Donovan Freeman spins out in the first corner again. Perhaps that new tire in the right rear is just not biting properly. And now the number 25 car of Ray Reinhardt. He is motionless against the infield wall. Now he's looking to back up and get back into the pace also. Boy, right when you think everybody's going to sort themselves out, people start spinning. Okay, there are leaders. Number 7, Melvin Compton, being followed by the number 45 car of Jay Foley. Meanwhile, the number 9 car of Timmy Hogan, what a hard luck day. He was leading his qualifying, and then he lost power to his car and came to a stop. Somehow he was advanced into the final here in limited late model division, but now his race day is over. Next time around, they'll let him go under green flag racing. This is the limited late model division final. Okay, they single file their way down the main backstretch. Coming into turns 3 and 4, and they'll be cut loose again as they hit the main straightaway. They start to accelerate, and there's the green flag. We're underway again. Melvin Compton leading the pack into the first corner. Meanwhile, the number 45 car and the number 7B car, Donovan Freeman and Jay Foley, they're trying to find that all-important second position in behind Melvin Compton. As you've seen already, lots of things can happen. Just because you're in third place doesn't mean you are out of the race. Those leaders can spin, and you can find yourself up at the front of the pack just like that. Melvin Compton is thinking, oh, no, you won't. He continues to take his car skillfully through the corners while everyone else looks for him to make a mistake. Melvin Compton bringing it around, coming down the main straightaway. Still leading the pack, starting to pull away now from the second place number 45 car, Jay Foley. And Jay Foley, number 45, is being pressed by Donovan Freeman in the 7B. But there's our leader, Melvin Compton, fighting that car through the corners. There's second and third place. Coming through into the main backstretch, Melvin Compton. He is starting to pull away, and now he's starting to think what that checkered flag may look like. Just keep pulling. Meanwhile, the number 7 car, the number 7B car, and the number 45 car are really giving a race for second place. There they are getting around the number 61 car. That's a lapped car. So the two of them are looking for that all-important second place now. And oh no, Donovan Freeman spins out again. And now the field comes around. He will have to let them pass before he can back out. Oh, Donovan Freeman, what hard luck today. First, he has a tire cut down on him. He gets back into the race, gets himself all the way up to qualify for the second position. He and Jay Foley were really fighting for that second position, and then just like that, he spins out and has to go back to the back of the pack again. Meanwhile, Melvin Compton, he's been challenged but not seriously threatened for the lead yet. And all he's thinking right now is get that green flag out again so we can keep racing, get me closer to that checkered flag. Now, some drivers will tell you they like to be up front, and other drivers will tell you that being up front is the worst place of all, than having your mirror filled by the entire pack is not a comfortable feeling. But then again, any race driver will tell you, you want to be up front. You want to be the guy who sets the pace for the rest of the field. And you want to be the guy who makes the mistake rather than being the guy who tries to take advantage of somebody else's. So when you're in front, you're telling yourself, just keep going, don't slow down, and ignore those guys behind you. All right, they come into the main straightaway now. The marshal is still eyeballing the field. We still have marshals on the track. Still waiting for reports as to whether we can continue racing here at Oak Level Raceway. Apparently the marshals are conferring now, and I believe they are going to give them one more lap before we continue racing here in the limited late model division final. All right, they slowly make their way around now to the main straightaway here. One lap is being given, signal for one lap before we return to green flag racing. This is it. Melvin Compton in the number 7 car. He's hoping he can jump out and stay ahead of the pack. Meanwhile, the number 45 car of Jay Foley has different ideas in mind. Now he's going to be challenging for the all-important first place position. They come around to the head of the main straightaway, and there's the green flag. We're underway again. Limited late model division. These are the finals. There they come around into the main backstretch. Melvin Compton, Groundhog, is leading the pack. He holds them off. There they come around. That Melvin Compton taking a very low groove through that first corner, trying to tell everybody else to stay on the outside. That's the number 25 car of Ray Reinhardt. But Melvin Compton still leading the pack. Still looking comfortable, too. Meanwhile, the number 25 car, Ray Reinhardt, showing a lot of handling problems. He had trouble keeping it off the guardrail on that last curve. Meanwhile, Melvin Compton effortlessly takes his car through the corners. He is the class of the field today. Here he comes around. He's being given the signal to watch out for slow-moving traffic. But Melvin Compton is not in that group today. He is not in slow-moving traffic. He is just burning up this track. And now the second-place car, there he comes into view now. So look at that space now between the number 7 car, which is Melvin Compton. The duration between him and second place is starting to grow, and the number 25 car still losing his groove in the first corner. But now we're coming around in the main straightaway. There's the number 7 car, Melvin Compton. He is really pulling away from the pack now. There's the number 7 car. Now, as we take that main shot on the straightaway, there's the number 7 car. Now, watch for the number 45 car. Watch how long it takes for him to come into the picture. There he is right there. Boy, Melvin Compton is just running away from the pack. He will not be denied. Now, just keep that car running, keep it out of trouble, and you can go home with a trophy today. And boy, all that red clay dirt tastes real good when you're in the winner's circle. But if you're anywhere else, it has a very bitter taste. Okay, we're still looking for the number 7 car of Melvin Compton to stay in the lead. And he is racing all by himself now. There is no one seriously challenging him at all. Now this is his race to win. He's going to be trying to get by some slower traffic now in the backstretch. There's Donovan Freeman still trying to stay with it. But now the number 7 car, Melvin Compton, passing one of the slower cars into the main straightaway. Into that first corner, sweep it around. And now he's coming up on some of the slower traffic again. And there's, oh no. Donovan Freeman has been Mr. Hard Luck today. Now his car is stopped dead in the third and fourth corner. Oh no, what can it be now? And Donovan Freeman heads straight for the pits. In fact, the pits may be describing his state of mind right now. He has been fighting that race car all day, and it has just not been giving anything back to him except grief. Okay, the flag is still circling the track under yellow. But now, when Melvin Compton looks in his rearview mirror, he sees that number 45 car, Jay Foley, right there with him. Oh, he's probably thinking, I got to get away from this guy. That trophy's got my name on it, buddy, and you can't spell it. Now, the track is really starting to get rutted now. They're going to have one more lap under yellow before they return to racing. But, boy, looking at the track now, a lot of rutted conditions, especially there in turns 1 and 2. So now the cars, then the drivers have to really be sharp now. And here they come around to green flag racing. Melvin Compton leading the pack. Jay Foley in the number 45 car now starting to press him for second place. But Melvin Compton just hits that gas and pulls away from the rest of the field. Oh, my. Here he comes down the main straightaway now. You can see that duration now. He's already starting to leave Jay Foley behind. And there's nothing that Jay Foley can do. He just cannot catch up to him. Melvin Compton is having his way today. And his car seems to be responding very well up till now. Of course, now you know the moment I say that, he's going to have trouble with it, but let's hope not. As they come around to the top of the main straightaway, again, Melvin Compton showing no ill effects. His car seems to be responding beautifully, holding that high-low line through the corner. He takes turns 3 and 4 right up close, lets it swing out on the main straightaway, and then dive into that first corner again. White flag, 1 lap remaining, 1 lap in the limited late model final. It appears Melvin Compton is going to be taking home the limited late model division trophy, and there it is, your winner, Melvin Compton, nicknamed Groundhog. Well, now that ground in the winner's circle can be hogged by Melvin Compton all by himself. He has brought his car around to the winner's position in the limited late model division here at Oak Level Raceway. Congratulations, Melvin Compton. Sponsors include Laurel Park Tire and Auto, Walsh's Chicken, Inside Outlet, Campbell's Transmission, and Carson Anglin Custom Build Homes. Again, a tip of the hat to those sponsors. They help make it happen. They're the ones that put up the money so these guys can enjoy the splendor of racing. Now it's time for the mini stock final. Again, small 4-cylinder, small wheelbase cars. These are the quick little stock cars. And we'll have 12 cars in our final. Up front in the pole position is the number 14 car. That's Jimmy Brown. On the outside of the front row is the number 4 car, I believe. That would be the car of Neil Holcomb. And the rest of our starting grid is coming around now. I believe that we are going to go right to Green Flag Racing here in the mini stock division. And Green Flag Racing it is. Away we go. And number 14, Jimmy Brown, takes the lead. Again, the course getting awfully rutted now. These drivers have to be very careful as they make their way through those corners. And again, the leader is number 14, Jimmy Brown. The number 4 car of Neil Holcomb is second. Number 7 and 07 are vying for third place right now. That's Jeff Hodges and Dennis Sloan. And again, we have yellow flag out. Yellow flag, car is disabled on the track in some way. That's the number 77 car of Kevin Smith. And that is not a good sign. Pull it right to the infield and pop that hood. Now let's see what the verdict is. Yep, get back out there and race again, buddy. There's the number 14 car of Jimmy Brown. Again, he was just dominant in his qualifying heat. He hopes to repeat that same performance here in the mini stock final. Okay, the field gets themselves set again. I believe we're going to have a tandem start again. 2 cars abreast on the restart. The yellow flag still being displayed by the marshal. And the wind is starting to kick up here now. It's late afternoon here at Oak Level Raceway, which means as the air starts to cool and the sun starts to peek behind the clouds, we're going to get a lot of breeze picking up now, which will affect the handling of these cars. So the mini stocks, they want to get through as soon as they can, because a small car like that will be affected by the wind. As you know, driving a small car on the freeway, you can really get bucked around. Multiply that by the speeds they're doing, and you can get a feeling for what kind of effect wind and breeze can have on these little cars. Okay, the field is being set. The marshal has put away the yellow flag. They are getting set for Green Flag Racing. And here they come, the mini stock division. And there's the green flag. They're underway again. And again, jumping to the lead is Jimmy Brown, being followed closely by the number 4 car of Neil Holcomb. Those two appear to be setting the pace for the rest of the field. And now Holcomb looks for that low groove. It's not there. Jimmy Brown pulls away again. Now they try it in the first corner. And again, Holcomb is trying that low groove, but he just cannot find the space. Jimmy Brown keeps pulling away from him on the main straightaway. So definitely the acceleration factor goes to Jimmy Brown. There's the number 4 car of Neil Holcomb. He's looking for the right position now. He tries the inside groove, takes in second place behind the winner, or the leader at this point right now. And now, he tries the low groove again. Nope, he cannot get it. And now the number 14 car of Jimmy Brown He has some slower lap traffic to get around now. Can he get around them and not give up any position to the number 4 car? And now there's a yellow flag out again, another yellow flag. A little bit of racing strategy there on Jimmy Brown's part. He held the field up, took him real slow into the third and fourth corner, and then punched it, hoped to get a jump on the restart. The flag marshal said, "I beg to disagree." Now again, the number 14 car, he takes him real slow into the fourth corner, hoping he can get the jump on the acceleration, because again, you cannot accelerate until you see the green flag, and the car in front, you cannot pass the car in front of you until after you pass the start-finish line, so the car in front has the advantage. There he goes. Now the flag marshal agrees, and Jimmy Brown takes him into the front straightaway, again taking that big lead through the first corner. The number 4 car of Neil Holcomb chasing him, hoping to find that one advantage, and coming around onto the main straightaway again. Jimmy Brown leading the pack. Boy, that first and second corner is getting really rutted now. These cars and drivers are having to really fight. And we have a car slowed down on the track now on the outside of turns 1 and 2. It's the number 21 car of Junior Inge. Oh, what bad luck today for him. But now the flag marshal gives the yellow flag, and the pack will come around again in single file formation. Yep, up here in the number 21 car, he has lost a tire off the rim, so now he's looking for a little quick emergency help, signaling to his crew that he wants the jack ready. And here comes the tow truck out of the pits while the pack circles the field one more time. And the field is circling the lap now. The marshals are giving them their instructions. Meanwhile, up in turns 1 and 2, they're getting the number 21 car removed from the track, which is the reason for our yellow flag at this time. The number 21 car of Junior Inge, he pulled a tire off the rim, and now he's got to sit and wait. There he is right now, pulling into the pits. You can see that right rear tire has come off the rim. And now he goes for some quick emergency maintenance on the car. Meanwhile, the number 14 car of Jimmy Brown still comfortably in the lead. But again, what will happen on that all-important restart? Pulling out of the pits now, the number 21 car of Junior Inge. Apparently the tire has been repaired. He's going to try and get back in there and get racing again. There's the number 4 car, followed by the number 7 car. Again, the order as of right now, the number 14 car of Jimmy Brown is in the lead, the number 4 car of Neil Holcomb in second, and the number 7 car of Dennis Sloan Jr. in third. Again, they will be bunched up on the restart, but watch on this restart, though. Jimmy Brown has showed a lot of cool on that restart. He holds the pack up through the backstretch, almost to a crawl. And then as they hit the groove in turns 3 and 4, he floors it, leaves the pack behind, and takes the green flag all at the same time. Very cool move on his part. And as they come around, you see the flag marshal there? Yes, the flag marshal is in the track. Again, they're going to hold him for another lap at least under yellow before we resume racing here in the mini stock division final. And there's our leader right now, Jimmy Brown. Again, being chased by the number 4 car of Neil Holcomb, the number 7 car of Dennis Sloan Jr., the number 47 car of Jimmy Foley, the 00 car, that would be Calvin Brooks. So here they come around. Again, they're still under yellow flag racing. Again, these mini stocks, 4-cylinder engines, the reduced wheelbase, lots of power and acceleration, lots of precise handling, but also lots of space to move around on the track too. Unlike the limited late model and the pure stocks, which are much bigger cars, these little mini stocks, you can find room to pass in some of the darndest places. All right, the flag marshal says 1 lap to go, 1 lap. And we'll be resuming racing here at Oak Level Raceway in the mini stock division final. And again, the flag marshal is getting the formation. He puts away the yellow flag, gets the green flag ready. Now again, watch this restart. Is Jimmy Brown going to do the same thing again? He'll hold up the pack almost to a crawl coming into the 3rd and 4th corner, and then as they come out of the 4th corner, he accelerates. That's the trick again. It works to perfection again for Jimmy Brown, and he takes the lead here in the mini stock division final. Green flag racing. We're underway again. There's our leader, Jimmy Brown. But right behind him, the number 4 car of Neil Holcomb looking for that opportunity to pass. Again, you have a Datsun leading a Pinto. This is small car excitement. Now as they oversteer onto the main straightaway, again, Eddie Holcomb cannot reduce the space between him and the number 14 car of Jimmy Brown. Now the field comes into the main straightaway. There are 2 leaders again. Jimmy Brown, Neil Holcomb, Jimmy Brown and Neil Holcomb. Neil Holcomb looking for that opportunity. Will it present itself? So far, Jimmy Brown has had the measure of the rest of the field in this mini stock division final. And we had a spin out there. The 00 car of Calvin Brooks lost control there in the 1st corner. The field works its way around. The yellow flag comes out. This should be a very quick caution period. Again, they're giving the 1 lap signal right now. So again, we should be able to get right back to racing. Now again, the strategy Jimmy Brown has used on every restart is to hold the pack up, to slow him down to a crawl on the back straightaway, and then accelerate coming out of turns 3 and 4. Let's see if that's the same strategy he uses again. All right, they're in the backstretch now. The marshals clear the track. Again, Jimmy Brown holding up the pack in the main backstretch. Let's see if he uses that strategy again. There he is, real slow, real low on the racetrack. The number 4 car of Neil Holcomb comes up right behind him. Holcomb has seen this enough now as he goes, Whoop, jumped the gun just a little bit. Yep, you know Neil Holcomb has seen it enough now. He knows what to expect. He gives back the lead to Jimmy Brown, and just like that, Jimmy Brown accelerates, but no, the flag marshal says, I don't like it, try it again. Boy, this is like drag racing, you know, trying to out-psych the other opponent. Who will come up to the line last? Who will be the last to rev? Who will be the first off the line? Here in our dirt track equivalent, it's how slow can I take the pack through the field? Can I anticipate the flag marshal signal? Jimmy Brown has employed the strategy flawlessly now. It gets a little tap there from Neil Holcomb. Here they come around to hit in the accelerator. The green flag is underway again, and Jimmy Brown again jumps out to take the lead from the pack. What strategy! It's more than just horsepower and driving skill. You've got to have a strategy. You've got to know what your car will do and where on the track it'll do it best. And apparently Jimmy Brown has found his car will accelerate out of the corners better than the rest of the pack. That has been the strategy he has used, and it has worked flawlessly so far. He still leads the pack now, but now Neil Holcomb is saying, hey, it's time to get something going. Our field comes around now, and we have a car that appears to have lost power on the back straightaway. The 00 car has lost power on the back straightaway, but they're letting them continue to run. So again, Jimmy Brown takes the field through the laps. There's the 00 car. losing power badly. Meanwhile, back up front, the race is still on. The leader still vying. And now, oh, look out. Holcomb makes his move on the inside. He's got it. He takes the lead, but look out there. Oh, my. Obstruction on the track just like that. When Neil Holcomb is ready to take the lead, he takes the lead, gets to the finish line first, but now they got to bunch it up because of the 00 car you see there. The 00 car of Calvin Brooks was backfiring badly on the back straightaway, and then he lost all his power, managed to coast around to the start-finish line, and that is it. How many times has Neil Holcomb in the number 4 car seen the same strategy? Jimmy Brown will slow the pack down and then jump on the accelerator coming into third corner. Neil Holcomb tried to anticipate it the last time, and the flag marshal felt that he was too much in anticipation and held them up for another lap. Here they come around again, and same strategy again. Jimmy Brown jumps into the lead. And now Neil Holcomb must try again to find the right opportunity to pass Jimmy Brown. He doesn't do it that time, but he closes the gap. Now 1 and 2 are neck and neck, fender to fender. Neil Holcomb tries the inside groove, hits a rut, has to back off, takes it down the back stretch again. Now he tries the inside groove, looking to dive inside Jimmy Brown, and it doesn't quite work again. Jimmy Brown still setting the field. What's become obvious now is that Jimmy Brown can hold the line in the upper groove, whereas Neil Holcomb loses all his power and acceleration on that low groove. And obviously Neil Holcomb can't go high on him. He's got to take that lower groove if he wants to stay with the leader. And now another yellow flag displayed. And again, as I mentioned, it seems that Jimmy Brown's car can accelerate out of the corners much faster than the other cars. So as long as he maintains the high groove and the lead spot, it's his race to win. Alrighty, one lap being given to the racers now. The next time we come around, it should be green flag racing in the mini stock division final. And again, we have seen it so many times. This is the 6th or 7th restart. Again, Jimmy Brown will hold the pack to a crawl in the backstretch. And then the moment he sees that green flag by the flag marshal, he accelerates coming out of the corner, leaving the pack behind. There he does it again. The green flag comes out. Jimmy Brown hits the accelerator, and he leaves behind Neil Holcomb this time. Neil Holcomb completely unprepared for that restart. But now Holcomb has responded, and now he's starting to close up the gap again. Again, Holcomb closes the gap in the corners and just cannot stay with him on the straightaway. Into the backstretch again. Jimmy Brown is leading the pack, and nobody seems to be able to do anything about it. And right now, the rest of the pack is just sorting themselves out because the race leader, Jimmy Brown, will not be denied. And Neil Holcomb in the number 4 car is trying everything possible. He cannot close the gap except under a condition of a yellow flag. That's the only time that Neil Holcomb in the number 4 car has been able to get close to Jimmy Brown. Whoops, there's something hanging that shouldn't be there. Nope, sorry, if you want to plow up the track, they have special machines for that. Boy, Junior Inge in the number 21 car has just had an awful day. The kind of day you just want to go home and say, forget about it, it never happened. And now, again, one lap under yellow is the signal. We should be coming close to the end of our mini stock division final here. And the question on everyone's lips is, can anyone catch Jimmy Brown? Now again, this is about the 7th or 8th time. He goes real slow into the 3rd and 4th corner, sees that flag marshal, accelerates coming out of the 4th corner, and the story we've all seen before. Now, lots of cars getting loose on that front straightaway now. And now, oh, look out. Oh, Neil Holcomb makes his pass on the inside. And he takes it. And, oh, boy, Jimmy Brown is way up in the groove. Can't hold the line. Has to back off the accelerator. And now Neil Holcomb has the advantage he wants. Now the number 7 car of Dennis Sloan is the pursuer, and the number 14 car has left the track. Oh, no. Jimmy Brown, after leading the entire race, has to drop out and give up first place to number 4, Neil Holcomb. Oh, my. How quickly the fortunes of racing will change. And now Neil Holcomb is the man on the spot. He's leading the pack now. And now he'll get the opportunity to set the pace for everyone else behind him. And now the number 7 car of Dennis Sloan Jr., he wants to take the lead now. He's looking at Neil Holcomb and saying, hey, buddy, if you can do it, so can I. And at the same time, Neil Holcomb says, there's the white flag, buddy. You're not going to catch me. Oh, my. Talk about victory snatched from the jaws of defeat. Neil Holcomb running in second place, unable to catch the leader. Jimmy Brown flies down the main straightaway to take the checkered flag for the mini stock division final. Congratulations to Neil Holcomb. Persistence does indeed pay off. Green flag racing when we hit the main straightaway again here in the mini sprint final here at Oak Level Raceway. The field comes out. There's the green flag. The marshal sends them on their way. Alan Sink jumps out to a big lead again. Wow. And Alan Sink is pulling away from the field again. This is just repetitious. Hit his qualifier, and now in this final, Alan Sink has been the class of the mini sprints today. He holds his line effortlessly, it appears. But, of course, you watch the close-up on these cars. These drivers are fighting these small wheelbase machines. They buck and they kick going around those corners. Again, only a small amount of driving control. Anything oversteer, any over-control, and these cars will break away from you. So just the slightest of adjustments needed to get these cars into the corner and out again. Alan Sink still continuing to lead the field. The number 24 car of Wayne Spangle pulling up in second, hoping against hope that perhaps Alan Sink will make a mistake. Perhaps he'll give up that position. There he is now. That's our leader, Alan Sink. We are still under green flag racing. Several cars starting to fall off the pace now. Alan Sink now attempting to lap slower traffic. He's trying to get around the number 9 car of Mac McMillan now, and he's successful. Now the number 24 car of Wayne Spangle. Can he navigate the lap traffic? No, there is a yellow flag out. Apparently there is debris on the track. Debris on the track, and the marshals are checking it right now. Somewhere up in turns 1 and 2, there appears to be some objects out on the track that is causing concern. Okay, the marshals are clearing the track. Alan Sink powers up the field. Again, single line restart. Down the backstretch they come. Alan Sink looking to jump on that green flag as soon as he sees it and pull away from that field again. That has been the story today in the mini sprint division. Alan Sink has just left everyone behind. Here they come into the main straightaway. The green flag is out. The marshal lets him go. Alan Sink pulls away again. Wow. It's like he's on rails and everybody else is just fighting for control. The number 24 car of Wayne Spangle trying to close that gap again, but Alan Sink is just supersonic today. Now he takes him down the back stretch into the big 3 and 4 corner, back onto the main straightaway again. Alan Sink's car is in the groove today. Now as he fights for control in the backstretch here, you can see the way that car is starting to buck and hop on the racetrack now. That just means more trouble for the driver. But for Alan Sink today, it appears effortless. Okay, the pure stock division now, our final of the day. As the sun begins to dip below the clouds now, conditions are starting to cool off. The track is starting to dry off. And lots of ruts appearing now. As we set our field now, the number 46 car of Jason Turner, nicknamed Pee-wee, he's in the pole position. The number 3 car of Charlie Robertson Jr. is on the outside of the first row. And they're coming around, and then we have green flag racing in the pure stock division final here at Oak Level Raceway. Into the first corner they go. The number 46 car of Jason Turner taking the lead. The number 2 car, look out, Ricky Pagans. And we have a fender bender in the first corner. Oh dear, debris on the track, substantial amounts of debris on the track. And that will bring racing to a halt. Look out, boys. And the number 95 car gets tangled up on the head of the main straightaway. And we'll try to sort out who our race leader is as we come around again. I believe we are showing the number 46 car of Pee-wee Jason Turner as our leader. The number 2 car of Ricky Pagans in second. The number 30 car of Ricky Hale in third. The number 3 car of Charlie Robertson Jr. in fourth. And now the number 46 car of Jason Turner, accompanied by the number 3 car of Charlie Robertson Jr. will try to hit that start. Here they come around the fourth corner. The flag marshal gives them the eyeball, and he gives them the green flag. We're underway again. Pure stock racing action. And the number 46 car of Pee-wee Jason Turner still holding the lead ahead of the number 3 car of Charlie Robertson Jr. Following closely in third is the number 2 car of Ricky Pagans. And they go, oh, we have a big pileup in the main straightaway. Cars turned around in the wrong direction, body parts coming off. Oh no, another yellow flag. Everybody's sorting themselves out now. Oh boy, fortunately these are fiberglass body parts, sheet metal at best. So when a piece like that comes off, it's fairly light and easy to remove from the track. Right now we're watching the pure stock division final. The green flag comes out. The number 46 car of Pee-wee Jason Turner takes the lead, and we are under racing again. Through the first corner into the backstretch, here they come. And it's Jason Turner leading the field, followed by number 3, Charlie Robertson Jr. In third place, the number 2 car. There's our leader, Jason Turner. There's number 3 car, and there's the number 2 car. We have a tangle in the first corner again. Everybody sorts themselves out. They keep going. No yellow flag. But boy, is that course becoming rutted now. The drivers really have to fight their cars now. And we have a car that lost power on the backstretch. The yellow flag comes out again. Okay, the marshal puts away the yellow flag. The field is heading down the backstretch now, anticipating that green flag to resume racing. Here they come around the corner, and the marshal will hold them up while we wait for the number 17 car to catch up to the end of the field. The marshal will signal one more lap. Okay, the field has cleared the start-finish line. Your number 46 car of Jason Turner is bringing the field around again. And the marshal gives him the eyeball, and he gives him the green flag, and here we go. Green flag racing. Pure stock division winner. Got a car a little squirrely. Oh, look out. That was the number 2 car of Ricky Pagans. And we have more cars hung up in the first and second corner. And the yellow flag comes out again. That's the 3X car of Wayne Lawson. And we have to hold the field up again. These are the dreamers. These are the guys who want to move up to the big time. So you got to start somewhere, and with your own car and your own money, your own time, and your own skill, you're looking for the chance to move up to the big time. And right now, Jason Turner is taking the laps, taking the field through the backstretch now. And the whole field makes it through this time. Coming around that big third and fourth corner, it's Jason Turner leading the pack. In second place is the number 3 car of Charlie Robertson Jr. Meanwhile, the number 1 car, Randy Stoltz, has moved up into third place now. Oh, big wipeout. The number 17 car. Check that. That's the number 71 car. Oh, my. The number 71 car of Ray Dudley almost flipped. Took several huge gouges out of the front straightaway. And apparently coming out of that fourth corner, he was all turned around and was very lucky to bring that car to a stop on 4 wheels upright. And now that will be another factor of the track that the drivers will have to contend with. Now, admittedly, it's on the lower part of the main straightaway, but anyone attempting to pass will find a very large bump as they hit that, which might affect their setup on that first corner. Again, we'll keep an eye on that. See how the drivers play it. And again, we're showing our lineup as Jason Turner in the lead. In second place, the number 3 car of Charlie Robertson Jr. In third place, the number 1 car of Randy Stoltz. Those are the leaders as we come around here in the pure stock division. Set the rest of the field for you. In fourth place, we have the number 19 car of Micah McSwain. In the fifth place, we have the number 13 car of Darrell Craig. Behind him, the number 5 car. Change of tires, and back to racing again. And I believe we're going to be back to racing any minute now. Okay, we still have lots of racing to go here. Again, one more lap. Marshall displays the yellow flag, gives the pack a 1-lap signal. Again, when the marshal holds the yellow flag up like that, that is in anticipation of green flag racing. And now the field begins to sort themselves out. The marshal puts away the yellow flag. Green flag racing, we're underway again. And as the pack comes around for the first lap under green flag racing after that yellow caution period, still Pee Wee Jason Turner setting the field. And he seems to be pulling away now. Of course, now he's got lap traffic to contend with. First and foremost, that number 71 car of Ray Dudley is sitting in his sights now. Can Jason Turner navigate the slower traffic? The marshal will eyeball the field and give them their green flag to resume the pure stock division final. And there it is. They're underway. The green flag comes out. We're up to speed again. And we have another spin out. Look out. Oh boy, was that close. Which immediately brings out the yellow flag again. Boy, coming into the first corner now. That big Monte Carlo biting into that corner. Coming out onto the main backstretch. And we have another spin out. Right at the head of the back straightaway. Ooh, and look out, the number 5 car. Ouch. And they come around the 4th corner into the main straightaway. Will we get a green flag? Yes, we do. We're underway again. Here comes the pack, the pure stock division final. And we have a spin out at the top of the main straightaway. No, he dives into the pits. And the yellow flag comes out again. Car number 1 and car number 13 got tangled up in the first corner. And we have to slow the pack down again. There's our race leader, Jason Turner, followed by the number 3 car. One more lap. And here they come. It's green flag racing again. Oh boy, had a close one there. A couple cars get tangled up in turns 1 and 2. They seem to be rolling all right. And as we come around, Jason Turner takes the lead, followed by the number 17 car. Wow, where did he come from? Danny Davis in the number 17 car. And he spins out just like that. And we have a yellow flag again. Wow, this pure stock division may be run completely under yellow. We've had more yellow caution flags than we've actually had green flag racing so far today. A frustrating way to try to win a race. But whoever is going to be leading the last lap, they'll take it any way they can get it. All righty, here we go. Green flag racing again. And still the order is Jason Turner in front. Now the 3X car of Wayne Lawson is in second place. The number 3 car of Charlie Robinson Jr. had to drop out of the race, but still Jason Turner is setting the pace. And as we come around, Jason Turner holds control of that car. A lot of ruts in the racetrack now. These cars are bucking and pitching wildly all over the racetrack. But still, the race leader continues to be Pee Wee Jason Turner. And now we again the number 19 car of Micah McSwain. He cannot hold it in the groove. Spins out again. They come around to the top of the main straightaway. They get the green flag for racing again, and here we go. And again, the class of the field continues to be Jason Turner. Everyone else is fighting, and he seems to be holding steady. Oh, look out. We have another. Oh, we have cars spinning in the main straightaway. Look out. The number 16 car gets clipped in the rear end, slides into the embankment at the pit area, and brings out another yellow flag. Yes, it's good to be good, but it's also good to be lucky. And so far, Jason Turner has had the measure of both. He's skillfully taken his car around, managed to avoid any incidents, and he's been lucky enough to stay out of harm's way. Here we go again. More green flag racing. Now the low groove in turns 1 and 2 is especially brutal, and we have 2 more cars tangled up again. There's a 3X car. That's Wayne Lawson. As we see evidenced by the restart, he comes down that main straightaway. He lays on the accelerator, and just like that, he's into the first corner. Easy as you please. The rest of the field comes through turns 1 and 2. Now follow the leader down the backstretch. All of them hoping just to keep the car on the track and keep it going. Competition becomes a very subjective word on a day like today. Survival is more the concept you want to focus on. Just try to survive long enough to finish this race. There's our best survivor so far. That's Jason Turner. The 71 car, Ray Dudley, is in second place, with the number 13 car of Darrell Craig quickly closing in on third place. Challenging now for second place. Again, there's our race leader, Jason Turner. Look at that duration between first and second place. He is running away from the pack. Here's our second and third place cars right there, 71 and 13. That appears to be the real battle right now for second position. Jason Turner pulling away from the pack. The duration between first and second seems to be getting longer each lap. And now the number 13 car of Darrell Craig starting to pour some smoke from under the hood. There may be problems there. We see the white flag now. White flag. One more lap in the pure stock division. Can Jason Turner hold on for one more lap? It appears he's going to be able to take the last turn, head down the main straightaway, and take the checkered flag.